Wow, we came quite the distance today. We started all the way west in Grants, New Mexico, right near about 50 miles east of the Arizona line. We got up, we got packed, and we were out of the campsite about 9 o'clock. It was a good morning. Skies were clear and blue. First thing we did was drive it to Grants, the town, and well, was that about that time? We need to go to the bank because we've been burning the cash because, campgrounds and other things are usually cash only. We kind of tried to find the Tourist Information Center and failed at that. But we then I decided, well, what the heck? It looks like it's going to be an easy day. Let's try to do something more. And especially, let me do something for Evelyn. So instead of turning east, like the original routing said we should, we drove west. And we stopped first at the ice caves. It's a private commercial operation. It's been around since, I don't know, the 30s and the 40s. Very quaint, but wow, so scenic and interesting. There also is the volcano mount here, and this can all be yours for $12 admission. Well, I've seen some volcanoes and such, so I was greatly interested in, what's kind of going, okay. But Evelyn really wanted to see the ice cave. So I said, hey, Evelyn, why don't you go ahead and go down and see the ice cave? It's pretty close to the admissions office, and I'll stay here and edit the videos that we've taken so far because there's a bunch of them that were on here that were just plain mistakes. One of the things I was doing while my partner was touring the ice caves is I was doing the GIF and rock chop. And as I said before, sometimes you just can't find some of these things in nature. So I went ahead and bought a few things, and something I was definitely not going to find. I bought a little vial of silver flakes and a little bigger vial of gold flakes. So eventually my partner came back. I thought it was pretty quick, but actually it was about half hour, 45 minutes, and she showed me some of the pictures from the ice cave. It's a pretty neat place. From there, we continued west to El Morro National Monument, and I was surprised to discover that this was the second national monument dedicated by the federal government. Yellowstone being the first. I wasn't aware that El Morro was the second. El Morro has some striking rock features, but what really makes it a national monument is because the cliff faces are soft rock, and over the last 100 years or so, people have been carving their names into the rock, and some famous people too, including Teddy Roosevelt, who was president about 1900. He's also the one who said, hey, I want my name preserved. Hey, when you're president of the United States, I'm going to do just that. From there, well, we were starting to get a bit behind schedule here, but I had a feeling the distance we could make. We drove back, and my sneakers are falling apart. The air mattress we have is starting to leak. So we did go to Walmart and lost a half hour there buying those items, and then lost another 20 minutes in Subway, the sandwich shop across the way, because this person two persons ahead of us wanted to order 12 subs without calling, and we just had to sit there going, come on, lady. But eventually we got the food. We were on the road. We were like an hour and a half behind when we should have left Grants, New Mexico, but we're on our way. We followed the interstate east, and then we headed southeast to Belen, Mexico. Belen's kind of sits at a major railroad junction, and its claim for fame or reason for us somewhat detouring down here is because this is a big rail fan site, and I'm a rail fan. We had a problem with a lack of bathrooms, but I told Evelyn, just go over to the cafe, go buy yourself a drink, and use their bathrooms, which she did. I didn't get any through trains, but I got some really great footage of several locomotives shunting and shifting cars around the yard. That was pretty darn good. For me, I'm happy to have that video. By this time, it was like 5 o'clock at night, and I knew we were running late. The good news is I knew that the campgrounds we were going to were big campgrounds with lots of tent spaces, and being not a weekend, we could just drive up and guaranteed that we'd have a space without reservations. We stopped in unexpectedly at some Pueblo ruins, which is another national monument, because we literally turned down the wrong state highway and went half a mile and realized, oh, this is not the through road. But that was where the national monument was, so it was a quick and nice surprise. Well, 20 minutes later, in the small town of Mountain Air, we did find our road junction, and we headed north. And this sort of took us through a bunch of small towns slash what I call county mounty speed traps, but the drive was nice. And this is pretty much where I'm shooting the video now. I was just stopped for a few minutes, and I'm going to take the initiative now and say, look, we're not going to do the rest of the route via country, small state highways, just winding. We're going to jump on the interstate here in a few miles and head directly to Santa Fe, where our campground is. It's the news up. Please rate, comment, and subscribe.